Hey everybody, what's up? Super excited to share with you this amazing unscripted mask method and how it allowed me to go from $1,100 packages and long sales calls and payment plans to a 10K package from a casual email. And so what I want to share with you today is how you can do this too. It's going to be super powerful. I encourage you to take notes. And of course, know that one insight at the right time can change everything. So be open to being able to look at things differently and to gather something from this that you can immediately implement in your business to start to make that shift so that you are attracting those clients that you are meant to work with. And I will show you how in this video training. So I'm going to pull up my presentation. If you have questions as I go, I encourage you, of course, to ask away. And I would love to know where you are in the world, what your business is. If you are a coach, what kind of coach you are. Give me a little bit of detail so I can also cater this to you specifically. And of course, if you catch on the replay, let me know so I can say hello and answer questions if you come back and watch this later. All right, so let me see if I can get my presentation coming. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Okay, 1 second. All right. Hooray. All right, so like I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to jump from selling $1,100 packages with payment plans, super long sales calls, to a $10,000 package full pay from a casual email without creating another challenge. So of course, I always want to share the things that I did that didn't work and why, to help you see if maybe you're doing some of these things and they're not working, to help you see, it's not you, there's something in it, and to share, of course, what you can do differently. And so that's what I'll be sharing with you today, is how I used the unscripted mask method to allow myself to work in a way that became more effortless instead of doing all the things that, many of the gurus in the coaching world were telling me to do. So yeah, that's what you have to look forward to. So it's going to be amazing, going to be powerful. I promise you can get a huge breakthrough today. Just bring your full awareness and your open mind and be prepared for awesomeness. So I'm also going to be looking at some notes, just, full disclosure. So if I don't see your comments right away, that's why. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, because I want to give you as much value as possible. Okay, so the first thing I want to share, which, this is always part of our process of growth, is to understand, what didn't work. And this can be really tricky in the coaching world, because a lot of times when things don't work, we become very critical of ourselves. So part of my journey is one of the first higher ticket things I offered was an $1,100 6-week program. And how I was able to offer this was, it was not just to offer it. I had a lot of work beforehand. So I created a 5-week workshop. And then I offered the 6-week program on the first night of the workshop. So I had a client in the workshop that was interested, and we got on a call and then another call, and then it became, she wanted a payment plan. So it was this really long process, a couple weeks of work in order for her to even enroll in my program before she could even start to receive support. And then even getting her into the workshop, that was a 5-week workshop. And that was, posting nonstop on Facebook and Instagram. I had a meetup that I was promoting this workshop in, and I was running all over town. It was just constant work. And it was, kind of frustrating thinking, this isn't all that much different than having a job where you're working a lot for little pay. And so part of, my whole thought process was, well, is something wrong with me because I'm seeing all these people that are having major, huge sales, and it seems so much easier for them, and started to wonder, maybe am I just cursed? Am I not, something, I'm fundamentally flawed? Like, why isn't it as easy for me as it is for everyone else? Like, it didn't make sense. So let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, cool. So what happened was, once, and this I encourage you all to do too, when things aren't working, let yourself, experience what it is that you're experiencing. If it's frustration, kind of discouragement. And then I encourage you to, remove yourself from the emotion of it and become very curious and more objective to really, seek to understand, why didn't it work? It's not that something's wrong with you. It's much deeper than that. And it's also that a lot of what is being taught in the coaching world doesn't work for everyone. So it's being mindful that there is a way that this can work for you, but it's being able to be open to seeing all the ways that it didn't work and using that to guide you to get to what will work. So I want to share with you, one of the things that I did after this workshop and kind of having this experience of, oh my goodness, this is taking a long time and seems really hard to even get someone to, want to get into an $1,100 package. And so I hired a coach, and then her method to increase sales was to do multiple day challenges. So of course, I'm all on board because I want to do something different. I don't want to run all over town, and I don't want to be, posting nonstop and then feeling like it's hard. It's just, why aren't people coming, right? So I thought, okay, great, I'll do challenges because my background, I used to be a university professor. I was a teacher before that. So teaching is one of my, gifts that I love, being able to be, share information in a way that is useful and practical and personal. And so I was like, great, I'll do a challenge. That sounds wonderful. So I did, 2 challenges in this 3-month coaching program in 2 months. So that, think about that, how much content, not only for the challenge, but also all the promotion for the challenge, and then all the, nurturing you have to do after the challenge. It's tons of content and tons of time. And I was doing videos to promote it up until the challenge, and of course, videos in the challenge. It's just a lot of work. So I want to share with you one of the challenges I created so you can see what was going on, kind of my thought process behind this. Let me just change slide here. Okay, so this is one of the this was the second challenge I did with this coach. So I would love to know, what do you think might be wrong with this challenge? Why might this not have led to a 10K sale? Why might not it have worked? Like, what do you think? What are your thoughts? I would love to know, of course, because you, I'm sure, can see what's wrong with it. Okay. Make sure you're still there. Okay. So, this challenge was a 3-day challenge, unleash unapologetic self-expression and unlock desire. So I was taught, in this coaching program, in this mentorship I was with this coach, or this coaching program with this coach, it was one-on-one coaching, was that it was all about, how to title things and the copy. And so one of the tools that she used was the Advanced Marketing Institute Headline Analyzer. So if you don't know what that is, it's just a tool that you can go to Advanced Marketing Institute. You can type in your headline and it'll analyze it for you. And what it analyzes for is the emotional marketing value of your words. And so it assigns a percentage to how emotional the words are, because the idea is the more emotional the words are, the higher rate of action will occur based on those words. So of course you want your marketing to incite people to take action, to enroll in your program, to get on a phone call with you, to download your free guide. So the idea was to get at least 50% or higher emotional marketing value in all of your titles. So this is the title I came up with, which was 50%. It would have been better if it was higher, but the point is, I could have written a title with 100% emotional marketing value rate, and it still wouldn't have converted. Because as you can see, this is a really vague title. We don't know who this is for. We don't know why they want this. We don't know how I'm going to teach them to get this. like there's nothing specific about this. It's not calling out a problem. It's not calling out a solution. And it's not even sharing a different way of getting that solution. It's just unleashing unapologetic expression. So it's, you know, of course, after all this time, all the content I created, all the promotion, all the nurturing, all the follow-up, guess how many sales I made? 0. Yeah, it was rough. I mean, this was a 5-figure investment to work with this coach. And so this was a huge blow to my ego and to my emotional state. Like, gosh, you know, I just spent all this money, invested all this money to get support. I thought this, of course, was going to help, you know, doing challenges and refining my copy and how I do titles. And I didn't make any sales in that whole 3-month program with her. It was really, really hard. It was really frustrating. And of course, you know, our tendency is to, you know, go and turn on ourselves. And of course we need to look at ourselves and to understand, you know, what we can do differently and what we did that didn't work. But when we start to attack ourselves, then of course we're not actually learning. We're perpetuating the cycle of just staying stuck. Because anytime you're in judgment and criticism, you're blocking your creativity, and creativity is what you need to see, what could I have done differently here? So when we look at this, you know, some of why it didn't work is, of course, I kind of mentioned it, and what was wrong with it is that there's really nothing different and unique about what I'm offering. And there's no really taking a stand against something, you know, something that didn't work, and then showing a new way that it could work, and then showing what it actually leads to. And it really wasn't connected to, you know, my unique personality and my, you know, unique gifts and skills and talents and superpowers in the way that I guide my clients. So that is going to come through, like I said, even if I had 100% emotional marketing value title, the fact that this wasn't truly, you know, what, you know, sort of my, you know, unique personality coming through and my unique gifts and skills and genius coming through, then of course there's not going to have that confidence isn't going to come through. And that is like that subconscious language, kind of like the nonverbal marketing that's hidden beneath the words. Like even if I had, again, the most amazing words, if I'm not coming from a space of I'm totally confident and this is amazing and I'm the best and I can absolutely deliver on what I'm offering, then that's going to come through even if I have amazing words. So the lesson here really is with many coaches and many coaches I've worked with, you know, the focus is on attraction and sales. So it's really front end marketing, you know, kind of the shiny object idea. But what I needed to be doing and what I have now done, you know, over a couple years now is focus on the back end. You know, what is it that I can do that is different and that no one can get from anyone else? And how do I do it in a way that only I can do it and that leads to consistent, repeatable results? Because then it doesn't actually matter as much how emotionally marketing value my words are, because what's behind the words is that confidence that I'm the best coach. I can do this. I've done this with multiple clients, and this is how I do it, and this is how it's different, and this is the result that you get working with me. And that, when that comes through, then of course your content converts. So, you know, how I could have shifted this really is, you know, taking one of my clients and seeing, multiple clients, and seeing, you know, what is it that I'm doing with them that's different and what is it leading to? And then using that in my marketing of, you know, showing the context, showing where they're starting, showing, you know, how we're doing it in a way that they haven't had success before and what they desire. And I'm helping them get that success. For my clients is getting, you know, getting sales, getting clients in a way that is counter to how many coaches are teaching, like not having to do challenges, not having to do funnels, all of that kind of thing. So that's the kind of content that will convert, because you're sharing something very specific, something that is unique to you and that is really pulling out your unique qualities and gifts and personality. So that is, of course, going to attract the types of clients that you want to work with, because they're going to be drawn to that different part of your personality and the things that you're able to pick up on that they haven't been able to get from anyone else. So how did I change this? So the next part, of course, we don't want to dwell on the past and what didn't work. We want to learn from it, and of course, we want to profit from it. So the next part of this, let me just change the slide, is how I turn this around, because, we all want to turn it around, especially when, you've maybe been in the coaching world for a couple years, and, maybe you've had that experience that I experienced and that many coaches experience. Is maybe you have kind of the roller coaster, like you have some sales and then all of a sudden the sales stop, and then you have some sales and the sales stop. And maybe you've done some of the things that I've done, like, maybe, you've done some challenges and maybe they haven't worked, or maybe you've done funnels and they haven't worked, or maybe you've used, a different coach's formula for how they, lead their clients through transformation, or how they do sales, and you feel like you have to use a script, and you want, marketing templates, and you want a formula. Those things actually disconnect us from our unique talents and abilities and personality and superpowers, because they're all outside of us. And if we're using someone else's formula or a marketing template or a sales script, then we're not able to pick up on those things that we naturally pick up on, that no one else picks up on when you're having a sales call, or like when you're teaching a class, or running a course, or working one-on-one with a client. You are, of course, this is normal, wanting to be in control. And so you're wanting that formula and strategy and template, but it actually disconnects you from your unique personality and your unique superpowers and your unique genius, which is what your clients want. They don't want the formula. They don't want the template. They don't want the script. They want what you can guide them to that no one else can, in a way that no one else can. So how I learned, this unscripted mask method is to really dig deep into looking at the pattern in myself, and then also now looking at the pattern in my clients to see, we are uniquely wired to succeed in a way that only we can. And so when you notice that you're not succeeding, part of it is that your brain is wired to think what's happening is succeeding. So this is why it's so important to work with a mentor, because we can't see the things that are in our blind spot, right? So in psychology terms, this is called the blind self. Like, there's patterns of behavior that are happening. And so you might notice the behavior, but often what happens, not only with ourselves, but with certain coaches, is the behavior gets misdiagnosed and it gets the wrong course of treatment. So your coach might think, hey, you just need to work on your limiting beliefs. Hey, you just need to do some tapping to tap through that. But you're not getting to the root of what it is that is driving that pattern, because what's happening here is when, of course, you've been told through society, through family, through culture, of who you have to be and how you need to be and how you show up. And so you don't even realize how you're showing up. So there's parts of you that are hidden. This is the mask part that you can't see. And those unique qualities and talents and gifts within you that you can't see are the exact things designed to make things effortless for you, to have, clients come to you, to have, higher sales come to you without having to do, jump through hoops, have long sales calls and do long challenges. And so if you don't have someone that's able to guide you deeper into the root and the origin of this pattern, and they just ask you, what are you afraid of? And you think, of course, I'm just afraid of failure, or I'm just afraid of success. And then they have you go, tap on it, or, work on your limiting beliefs around it, or heal your, dad issues. That's not getting to the root. That's still working from the conscious mind. And this pattern is coming from the subconscious. So we need to get deeper into the subconscious in order to start to rewire the brain in a different way, so that instead of it thinking success means struggle, we rewire it to see that success means having, clients come to you, having opportunities come to you, having money come to you, using your unique gifts and skills and personality traits that are naturally attractive, and using your innate selling skills that no one else has. And how you do that, and how I guide my clients to do this, is that we really dig deep into the origin and root of this story to see there are two sides of it, right? So that there is the story, that comes from a wounding that has kept you in this pattern of struggle and, making things very difficult for you. And then part of that pattern and part of that story that started the pattern is also how it started to develop unique skills and abilities and gifts in you, and really equipped you with what I call like extrasensory perception. Like you pick up on certain things because of that, defining moment or core, sort of story wounding. And that gift and, extrasensory perception that came out of that, and the unique personality that started to develop out of that, led you on a very specific path to have certain experiences, pursue specific types of training and education, to be interested in serving the world in a very specific way. You're not here because you want to, build skyscrapers. You're here because you want to coach people to a certain type of transformation. And that, not everyone wants to do that. And thank goodness, because we need people that are building skyscrapers and designing, parks and golf courses and, creating amusement parks. And we need people doing everything. But you had a specific, imprint that put you on this path to be in the work of transformation. And when you are able, with the right coach, to unveil how it is that you do that in a way that is different from how everyone else does that, and that they can't get anywhere else, then you start to see how you can change that story. And that, of course, will start to change the pattern and the wiring in your brain so that you can succeed in a way that only you can, effortlessly. So let me share a story of a client to help you kind of bring this into, clearer vision. Is, one of my clients, was really struggling with her business, hadn't had sales in a long time, and was really burned out from doing all the things and Facebook ads and Facebook group, and just was really disconnected from, how she wanted to be successful. It wasn't doing all the things that everyone told her she needed to do in order to have a successful online business. So when she came to me, she had this really deep spiritual side, but she discounted it as, not professional, that people wouldn't pay for it. So it was coming from a little bit of a scarcity mindset. So if we had just worked on limiting beliefs, we could have thought, oh, maybe it's fear of rejection, or maybe, she has some money issues, and that wouldn't have actually solved the problem. So we went deeper into this to get to the root, to see, what the core of this was this deep distrust of, people were going to leave, sort of this like deeper fear of abandonment. And then when she was able to see, okay, what did that actually help her with? So it equipped her with that extrasensory perception to tune into people, to see, what it is that was holding them back. And so that was her gift as a child, and began to, progressed as she got older, that she could tune in and see, oh my gosh, like where did this pattern in them come from, and have the right questions and guidance to help them get to the root of it. And then when we connected that to the tangible results that would lead to, so that she could feel the power and value of what she was doing, she did one video, had multiple people reach out to her, and had someone hire her right away after not having had anyone reach out to her, anyone hire her for many, many months. And this was after our first session. Like, this is how powerful this is. And this is, she had done limiting belief work up her butt, and that nothing had changed. And this is also, of course, what helped me, have that 10K sale from a casual email to a colleague who I hadn't even talked to ever about the work I do. Because it's not necessarily, again, the message that I'm sending, it's coming from that place of confidence in what I can, in the work that I'm here to do and who I'm here to do it with. And even feeling that calling to reach out to her, which wasn't coming from my conscious brain because it didn't make sense consciously to reach out for her. She's not in the coaching world, hadn't been in touch with her in a long time. She didn't know anything about what I did, but I knew this was a woman I could help. And so that confidence in knowing, I'm connected to her on a deeper level and can help her in a way that no one else can, allowed me to write a message to her where she responded, got on a call right away, and then on the call was selling herself to me to be a part of the program, which is a very different experience than that $1,100 package where, it was multiple hour conversation twice and then even getting a payment plan. And this was, paid in full, cash transfer, not even credit card. So no fees. And that's the power of the unscripted mask method, is that you see you are uniquely wired to succeed. And if it's not happening, then there is something hidden that once it's uncovered and we bring it out, that is the exact thing that will allow you to succeed in a way for you that is effortless. Doesn't mean it's not work, because it's still bringing out your work, but it's in a way that is more natural to do, that gives you energy. So, part of what I've been sharing is, high ticket. So I want to share another story that you maybe have experienced is, make sure this changed. Okay, cool. I was told, with high ticket, had a real, sort of aversion to high ticket for a long time because I didn't understand, how can you charge such high fees? And I had a real block around it. But if I had just done like limiting belief work, it wouldn't have helped, right? So I had a coach who, I'm gonna kind of give you some background of, how many people get stuck in this pattern, who told me, when we were working together, I should just offer, a really low ticket program. And I've heard many coaches who do this and advocate for this with the idea, of course, it's easier to sell a lower ticket than a high ticket, which doesn't make any sense, right? Because like I said, we all have unique, innate, natural selling ability. So I'm going to talk more about that later. But so his suggestion was offer a low ticket program. And, part of why many coaches suggest this is they want you to follow a specific formula, right? And they also, there's this sort of protection coming in of, well, if you have a lower sales goal or a lower rate, it'll be safer, right? We won't, set you up for disappointment if you don't meet it. But what happens when you have maybe a lower sales goal or you're selling a lower ticket program, you may have heard this idea of, it's sort of not the hypocrisy. It's like the danger of mediocrity and the danger of low expectations. And it sets a self-reinforcing cycle. So your coach doesn't believe in you because they don't see your genius. They don't see your unique, personality traits and abilities, and aren't wanting to guide you to go deeper to see what that is and how to bring it out and how to refine it and how it connects to your process and how it connects to your clients. They want you just to get sales, which is not just getting sales. Delivery is way more important than sales. You all know this, but if you're just getting sales, but you're not confident in what you're offering because of those sales, then you're not even going to be able to sell a $17 membership. And what happens here is they don't believe in you, so you don't believe in yourself. So instead of meeting those lower expectations, because supposedly they're more achievable, you don't achieve at all. And that's exactly what happened to me. When my coach lowered my sales goals, I wasn't inspired to sell. And so I didn't, right? So this is part of, the quantum vision process that I guide my clients through, which includes, we need to remove the scripted mask first and find those hidden qualities within you. And then we can start to see from quantum eyes. And what this means is, we all have this big, bold dream, this greatness, the superpower inside of us. And it is the mentor's job to pull that out, because we can't see our own brilliance. And when you pull that out and they guide you to have higher standards, to have a higher goal, and then you rise out of like the excitement and also like the knowing within you, of course you're meant to be at that level. Because what happens is when you take off the scripted mask and see through Quantum Eyes, you see that level is possible for you way more than the $17 a month membership level. Because everyone, you know, in our lives, throughout our lives, is trying to mold you into something or someone else, right? In this case, you know, it's like, be realistic with your goals. But being realistic with your goals, you know, that's the opposite of being special. That's the opposite of doing only what you can do. So when you are in a, you know, mentorship where you're able to be guided to go deeper, to take off the scripted mask and to see through Quantum Eyes, that's when you can have a 10K full K from an email without all the complicated strategies, without long sales calls, without adding bonuses and offering, you know, payment plans, and without having to do, you know, 5-day challenges. Because we all have, you know, there's two parts of us. Like we have this scripted mask and how we think we need to show up and who we think we need to be. And then we have the part of us, which I would call like the true part of us, is who we are when we're connected to our unique personality, those hidden traits that allow us to succeed effortlessly. So it's really, you know, deeper than just limiting beliefs. It's deeper than just do what, you know, do who you are, or do what makes you unique, or do what makes you feel good, or just show up as yourself. Because we can't just show up as yourself because we don't see how we're showing up. So it has to be deeper than that. And so being able to be guided to see those hidden qualities within you so you can see differently how you show up and see yourself differently and see what's possible for you, that allows you, when you show up, like with my client I mentioned, when she showed up, she had been showing up, you know, she had been doing videos, she had been posting, was getting nothing. When we did this work to really, you know, take off the mask and like see herself through Quantum Eyes and design her program based on her unique personality, her unique gifts and skills, and the clients that she was matched to, how she showed up changed because how she saw herself changed. So how she was seen changed. So that's why immediately she had people reaching out to her and was making sales right away. Because how we show up without having done this work is that we're always hiding something. So if you're not getting results, you have a blind spot about how you show up. Because like I mentioned before, your subconscious mind has a plan for how you show up in order for you to repel sales. So that's that pattern of success is struggle to your subconscious mind. So when you're guided to see deeper the root of this, and then how it shaped you and gave you a unique perspective and developed your unique gifts and gave you a specific, you know, super extrasensory, you know, ability and power, then you see, okay, how you guide your clients is very different. And you see the power of that guidance and how it connects to a specific outcome for your clients and how it connects to specific clients. So really it's getting clear on where this is coming from, this pattern, in a deeper way, and then seeing how it created you, designed you, shaped you to do what you do in a way that only you can do it. And those unique traits in you allow you to succeed in a way that only you can, that is for you effortless. And that's what changes for my clients as they start to have people reaching out to them, you know, having, you know, they're in, not just having people reach out to them, it's having their, you know, aligned, perfect clients reach out to them, like the clients that they're lit up working with, and then paying them on the call. So not having to have a long sales call, not having to chase them for payment, you know, having a empowered sales conversation where on the call, they sign the contract, they receive the payment, they schedule their sessions, they enter into a mentorship relationship with them. And then how they guide their clients is very specific. And we work on that and really refining that so that they are beginning, sort of taking all the things in their program out that they don't need, that they thought they needed, and really refining their process of clients coming to them. So they're getting rid of all things they thought they needed to do to get clients to come to them so that they can design their business and their program and their process and their client attraction in a way that is reflective of their unique personality and gifts and skills and process, so that it does feel like a true reflection of them and allows them to work in a way that does feel effortless. I'm going to change the slide here. And my friends, this is how we transform your relationship with everything, basically, because my gifting and my genius is around relationships and how we relate, our relationship with how we show up, our appearance, visibility, our desires and money, our relationship with our business and how we want things to come to us. And so what happens when we do this work and getting really deep and being able to remove that scripted mask and uncover what it is about you that makes you able to succeed in a way no one else can and guide your clients to succeed in a way no one else can, then you stop that process that many coaches are teaching, that you think you need to follow someone's formula, you need a sales script, you need a marketing template, and you need to work 24/7, and you need a challenge, and you better make sure if you're offering high ticket that you're offering tons of bonuses, and you better have like multiple payment plans, and you better plan to be on like super long sales calls with them. That's the old style. The unscripted mask method with quantum vision is you get asked for the sale. Like you have sales calls where clients are convincing themselves that you should hire them, that you should, they should be a part of your program. And what happens is you see, you start to really hone your unique, innate, natural ability to connect and to sell. And that comes through, in how you're showing up and how you're being seen. And then also, what happens too, this is another amazing shift. You start to be able to write much more easily in a way that connects to your clients on an emotional level and on a logic, intellectual level, because you're sharing your process with them. So they see it is possible for them with you, because they also are seeing your story and your unique personality and what you've gone through to get where you are and what it took to get there and how you developed your process out of that and how you can guide them to do the same. So that's how I created a 10K sale from one email without all the opt-ins and challenges and long and hard sales calls and payment plans. So if you are a coach, a consultant, a therapist, and really wanting to grow your practice and get out of this, roller coaster of, sometimes you have sales and sometimes you don't, and you're really ready to offer the world, a higher level version of your program and really own your process in a different way and see what that process is, because that's the work that we would do, is really getting deeper into, what are those parts of you that are hidden that we can bring out that would really make the difference, not only in how you guide your clients, but also in how you share what it is that you do and how you're seen and how you show up and how you speak about it, not only in videos, but also in your writing. So really getting deep into your writing and shifting your writing, and so that you're writing in a way that has people reach out to you and want to get on a call with you and hire you. So if that is interesting to you and you don't want to do any more of the long, hard strategy, process, challenges, bonuses, payment plans, and really want to be serving your clients in the transformation that only you can deliver to them, there are two ways to work with me. So if you would like to do all of what I just mentioned, that'll be my one-on-one 90-day program, and that's an $8,500 investment. If you would like to do all of that amazingness that I just mentioned, creating sales and to ideal clients through a unique system and process that we develop together, coming from your unique personality and gifts, and enrolling clients much more easily. In addition to that, if you would like to really get more guidance on your writing and develop your story, and you're ready to take that writing and include it in an anthology project to become a published author alongside other professionals in the personal development industry, other coaches and therapists, and add published author to your list of, you know, amazing credentials that you already have, because you are amazing. And what we would do with this is we're taking your story that we're already working on for your marketing, and we're going deeper into it to share it and write it in a book, so that that chapter in this book is speaking directly to your clients, and in a way that they become obsessed with you, want to read everything that you've written, want to hire you, want to find all the ways they can work with you. So it's another way for you to bring in sales. So you're already going to be bringing in sales through our one-on-one work, and then you're also going to bring sales in through being an author in a published book. And the book is also a great way if you want to do speaking engagements, want to do retreats, you want to have another way for people to experience your work, because we'll be sharing your process in that book as well. So they can also see how you were able to transform and how you could help them transform. So that's another way that we can really shift your business. So if you're ready to not only increase your sales and the types of clients you're working with, but also become a published author, that program is a $15K investment, and there are only 5 spots left in that. So if that is something that you're interested in, or either one, I encourage you to send me a DM and we can get on a call, we can have a conversation, see which is right for you, and to see if it's a good fit for us to work together. And if so, we will start working together right away. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so if you are watching this later or jumping on late, I would love to hear some of your big ahas, some big insights or breakthrough, you know, thoughts that you've had from watching this. Any ahas, breakthroughs. And of course, I want to hear not just your ahas and breakthroughs, because of course those are important, but how are you going to implement them? How are you going to apply them to your business? Because it's not just awareness. Obviously, we need a heightened level of awareness and a different level of awareness. That's why I talk about quantum vision. But we need to take very different actions, and we need to take those actions from a very different place. So what actions will you take after watching this as well? And I'll come back and offer my comments after you share your big breakthroughs and insights and actions that you're going to be taking. All right. All right. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.